There was a bit of banter like, oh, Maddison, you waiting for Harry to go in the changing room?
Nice. Me and this guy behind me have just had an unbelievable game of pool and a belting chat too.
It's just top players everywhere, you know what I mean? Good thing is I ain't got many good ones in my position, have I? Just Bellingham and Foden and that, like. He's got a little snap in him. I don't call it filthy.
He's been on absolute fire this season too.
I love that pressure. I know that's not when I'm at my best. He genuinely makes me want to go and play for him.
And he's not a bad bloke either, to be fair.
I love that dynamic of the pantomime villain. I hope you're still filming because I'm making an unbelievable brew here.
Find out who won at the end of the video. Right, James, halfway through this season, mate, I'm going to talk about your start to life at Spurs, but I want to know how the injury is first.
It's healing well. It's a bit of a slow burner, which is obviously frustrating because, yeah, like you said, started the season so well. But it's healing, slowly but surely.
Have you had many injuries in your career, though?
I've had a couple, yeah. No, I haven't really ever had like a... This would probably be the longest one I've had. If it's, say it's 3 months, that's kind of... I've never really gone past that. So it's frustrating, you know, it's like you being injured. It's, every day is tough, man. Especially at Spurs, the training ground's got the big window, so your physio room's just looking perfectly out to the training pitch, watching all the lads train and prepare for the games at the minute, and you have that helpless feeling. But no, it's recovering well. It's one of them. It's going to take a bit of time. You've got to just accept it and then crack on with the rehab.
So what are we talking, another 6, 7 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
We get Christmas off, yeah?
My 11th year in professional football, and it's second Christmas off, so... With the kids and that, I guess if you're trying to look at some positives, that is one of them, yeah.
You've always got to look at the silver lining, mate. I want to talk about Spurs in a minute. Is there any chance you can make me a brew, mate? I live in the Midlands. That's where you're from as well. It took me 2 hours to get down here. Can I have a cup of tea? Is that all right?
You can have a cup of tea. Yeah.
Love that, mate. Thank you.
You can have a cup of tea. Yorkshire tea, all right?
Yorkshire tea, perfect.
Aaron Ramsdale will be happy with that.
Yeah, he will. He's sponsored by him, by the way. So talk to me about your start to life at Spurs then, mate.
It's been really good, mate. It's been... Obviously, coming in, it wasn't like I was coming into a club who had like the main foundations already in place because it was a new manager. Probably made it easier for me to transition into because like he hasn't even been in the door yet, so everyone's on a clean slate kind of thing. Sometimes obviously you can go to a new club and it's a little bit like you have to figure out how it works kind of thing, but it was all new for everyone, so it kind of made it a bit easier for me. And the manager obviously made me vice captain straight away. And
why do you think he's made you vice captain?
I don't know, you'd have to ask him if you ever bump into him, but I don't know if he picked up on some of my leadership skills or... Getting older now, I'm 27 now, just turned. So I've got a bit of experience in the game, feel like I've been around for a while. And maybe he just saw that and saw the enthusiasm I have for football. I don't know what it is, but he saw something which was a nice honour because I didn't expect it, to be fair. So.
Yeah, well, how's he been like with you, the manager?
He's been good, mate. He's been really good. We've spoke about him a lot. He's been highly spoke about in the press, I think, because people have took to him and people have took a real liking to him. But he's a really likeable man, not just like...
He's not like a stiff manager.
Nah, he's not. He's like... He gets the balance right for how he wants to work. You very rarely have like a social conversation with him, which is different. And he's openly said that. He will never sit and have lunch with you, or like you won't have any small talk. But there's that respect there, and he will ask about your family and stuff and stuff like that. He knows there's a boundary to it. I think he thinks that he doesn't want to be too tight with the players, where someone else might be watching and think, oh, he's got favourite. You'd never think that about him because he treats everyone the same. No favourites, no extra special treatment, no extra meetings or stuff like that.
Obviously, we always see this sort of side of Big Ange, you know, when he does like the interviews and stuff like that afterwards, and it's like he gets everybody in like his hand, doesn't he? And he's just sort of like controlling them. Behind the scenes though, has he got like, tell me he's got a filthy little snap in him or something at least? Yeah,
he's got a little snap in him, yeah. I wouldn't call it filthy, but no, yeah, he's got that bite that you need, yeah. You talk about having people in the palm in their hand. When he does meetings in the build-up to a game, match day -1, even on the day of the game, you're zoned into his meeting. Yeah. I've never seen a meeting like it, and I've worked under a good few managers now, and just his motivational speaking. Sometimes I don't even think he means to start it, and he just gets into it, and he don't blink really. And he genuinely makes me want to go and play for him and play well for him. You know, he has that charisma, the way he talks and the way. He uses little stories, little messages, little analogies, little whatever he does, it works. When we come out of a meeting and we go back to the changing room, the bit he won't see, the lads are like, That's a good one, wasn't it?
You played for some real top managers, do you know what I mean? Is he, so like Gareth Southgate, for example, is it sort of, would you say they're kind of chalk and cheese as managers, but they still have an effect, no matter what their management style is, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, Big Andrew will do it one way, Gareth does it another way, but it still works, doesn't it?
No two managers are the same, and Andrew's way is probably the most different. I've gone, well, this is different, because of that you don't get that talk into it, like with Gareth, with Brendan, who I've had previously. You can have that social chat with them where you get on really well and you build a really good relationship like that. You might have a coffee or like a catch-up, one-on-one chat kind of thing. Ange don't really let you in like that, but it still works the same because the way he works and how professional he is and how driven he is to let the team do well and the preparation he puts in, that's enough for me. I don't need the one-on-one chats because it still makes me want to go and play for him, you know what I mean? I hope you're still filming because I'm making an unbelievable brew here.
I've got it, mate.
Do you have milk and sugar, by the way?
Yeah, can I have 2 sugars, please?
Yeah.
Have you got sweetener?
No.
I'll have 2 sugars, thank you. When you signed for Spurs, James, right, obviously you were very aware that Harry Kane was kind of, there were links with him getting moved all over the place. Was that a worry at first when you were signing, thinking, well, I hope he stays?
You weigh up, don't you? You weigh up the positives and the negatives of the clubs that are interested. And obviously Tottenham, one of the positives was Harry Kane being the number 9 because in my opinion, he's the best number 9 in the world in terms of just everything. And I think he's showing that now. Like, he's in a top Bayern team and it's ridiculous, his numbers, and it's every game he just scores. It's ridiculous. I'm not naive. I knew there was a chance that he might leave because there was a lot of talk. It's not something that I'd ever go up to Harry Kane and say, well, are you leaving or not? Because I understand this. You'll understand when you're in a club or you're in international or whatever, and people are touted with moves and there's a lot of talk going on. The last thing they want is people badgering them as well as the stuff that goes on in the media.
Leave that to the media to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me and Harry had chats, like little chats on England camps and stuff to get a feel. I think Harry would have been happy to stay as well, and because obviously he's so close to the Premier League goal scoring record, and then I think he would have been on a free. So the feeling I got from what I thought was that he was actually kind of happy either way. Yeah. So yeah, I had a decision to make, and listen, like I said, I knew there was a chance he would move on, and I'm really happy for him to go to a top club like that. Did I want him to stay? Of course I did, because he's so good.
I can see him going out there to Germany, smashing it like he's doing it, winning a few things for 2 or 3 years, and then coming back.
Yeah, I could see that. I think he's such a professional in the way he looks after his body, and he's not someone who's overly reliant on pace either. Yeah. So he's quite. I can see him playing for years and years. So that wouldn't surprise me if he had his eye on that goal scoring record in the Prem.
And then obviously Harry does go. The number 10 shirt becomes available. Straight away, do you think, yeah, I like the look of that?
Nah, it all happened so quick. It all happened so, and there was a bit. Me and H had a bit of banter, to be fair. Yeah. He was saying like. About, because I was wearing number 71 in pre-season. Yeah. And like I was getting a bit of stick for it.
Why 71?
Because we wanted to see and weigh up what number I was going to wear, like, and who leaves, and there was a bit of banter like, oh, Maddison, you waiting for Harry to go in the changing room? Nice. And I would have stayed 71, believe me, to keep him. Harry obviously left quite near the deadline, quite near the first game, on the eve of the first game, I think it was, and then I think the club wanted me to have number 10 because it's such a big number and it's quite an iconic number for shirt sales and stuff, and I'm never going to say no. I love that pressure and I love the number 10, so that was that with that one.
Does that not give you like any sort of nerves or whatsoever? Do you know what I mean? The great Harry Kane's leaving and you're like, oh man, I've got some big boots to fill here.
There's situations in life where I get nervous. It's doing stuff for my children, first tee on a golf course.
That's the worst, mate. That's the worst of everything.
That's the worst of everything. You should have seen on my golf day. I don't know, with that one, I love that pressure. I know that's something I'm at my best. So we played Brentford and it was the first game, and I remember there was a bit of a thing in the media about me taking the number 10 shirt kind of thing, and I just couldn't wait for the game.
You didn't really have a chance to think about wearing that 10 shirt then? It was sort of you're having it, so just deal with it and get on with it.
Yeah, more might have been made of it if there was more time, I don't know, but yeah, I just absolutely loved it, and I played really well in that first game.
Got off to a good start.
Yeah, I got a couple of assists and played really well, so I put that to bed pretty quickly, I think.
Good that, mate.
Good brew.
Good brew that, mate.
I can tell you, big smile, big cheesy smile. You can tell my missus that as well, because she ain't happy with my brew sometimes. But
what were you wearing at Leicester?
10.
There you go then. Sweet as a nut, isn't it?
10. I've been fortunate, yeah. I love the number 10. It's my favourite number. I got it tattooed on me. You know, like all the players growing up that I loved, kind of like were number 10. I loved Rooney, man. I was a Man United fan growing up, and I just loved Rooney.
Animal, isn't he?
Just number 10 as well, so.
Do you think he doesn't get as much respect as what he deserves, Wayne Rooney?
I think he's in the conversation for the greatest Premier League player ever. Like genuinely, like him, Henry, Gerrard. I know he didn't win it, but just like them greats, them iconic greats. He's in that category for sure.
Bold Rooney. Prime Bold Rooney. That's it.
Do you know the clip what I think of when I think of Bold Rooney? Have you seen the little drop ball and he just and he goes and just kicks nearly someone in the chin or something and he follows through? That was Bold Rooney.
You know for a fact Alex Ferguson was standing on the sideline then going, don't let him take this. Don't let him take this drop ball. But it's a red card. It's a red card. Sweet, isn't it? Thank you.
He was red, wasn't he? Just ready to just.
All right, talking about great players then. You've got a few at Spurs, it's got to be said. One player in particular who you've struck up an incredible partnership with, like literally from day one, from the get-go, Sonny. Just how good is it playing with this guy?
He's a great player and he's a great geezer as well.
Is he a great geezer? Tell me, because I see this smile on his face every single time, no matter what. He's always got a smile on his face. Is that just what he's like, right?
Yeah, he is. And there's like a mutual respect there anyway when we played against each other, like Leicester, Tottenham as well. And you can always get a feel for someone when you shake their hand on the pitch and I speak to them and the dynamic even before the game. You get a feel for how someone's character is. Yeah. Yeah, and then like when I come in the building, you obviously know he's a top player. He's proved it. Like 100 Premier League goals. He's just one of the best finishers I've ever seen off both feet.
Seriously.
Like and straight away when we got on the training pitch, obviously Harry was still here in pre-season, but I was playing as the left 8 and Sonny was the left wing, so I was buzzing off that straight away just because we were close to each other and linking up while in training and stuff. And now, obviously, early in the season, Sonny moved into the 9 position, and then since then we kind of really got that good chemistry. He just makes you feel so good, so welcome. Got given the captaincy, which I think he's brilliant.
Deserves it.
Yeah, and he's not going to be someone who like he's going to be a Roy Keane or a John Terry. He's probably louder than I thought he would be. I think he's actively trying to.
Like
because people listen to him because he's such a great player, you know, especially the young lads. Like got a lot of injuries at the minute. A lot of young lads are training with us and involved in matchday squads. If Sonny's talking, they're listening. He's just got a nice aura and a big personality, big player aura. Comes alive in big moments and has clutch moments for the club. So like that sort of leadership more than you have that respect for him no matter what he does. We got on really well off, like I said, and then on the pitch we've had a few link up for goals both ways. Got a couple of assists from him in the Emirates, in the North London derby. We're constantly kind of looking for each other and want each other on the ball kind of thing. So injury's so annoying because we were just getting going.
You were flying, weren't you?
The game before I got injured was Fulham, and he scored and I scored. He assisted me, and we really, really on top of the world.
Mate, you were in my dream team, honestly. You were in my fantasy. You and Sonny were in my dream team. It was that time of the season where you knew for a fact it was either you or Sonny would be getting a goal or an assist. So everybody was just putting you both in at the same time.
Be back soon. We'll kick that off where we left it.
Talk to me about Vicario, please. Because this kid sort of signed almost from nowhere in the summer, right? It wasn't a lot of money. I think it was like, 15, 20 million or something like this. Nobody's ever really heard of him. And for me, I think he's probably been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair statement to make. We signed him. I hadn't obviously signed yet. I was like, who is he? Like kind of thing. If he's going to be the number one, never heard of him. I'm in the car, back of the car on his YouTube, Vicario highlights to see if he's any good.
Were they decent at least?
They're all right, to be fair. He's very calm. Like he doesn't really panic. Brilliant shot stopper. Yeah. That's the one thing that I think he's hard to score past. Like sometimes we'll practice penalties and stuff and shooting at the train. I want him in goal because
it's hardest to get the ball past.
He's the hardest to score past.
Some of the saves he's made this season already, some of the goals he's prevented. But he don't ever like make a song or dance about it. He don't get up and wave his arms around. It's like that's just his job. And there's not many players like that anymore, is it? Because everybody seems to like be a bit too they just love the acclaim or something. He just gets on with it.
You keepers, man, you just make a save and you just want to shout at someone, don't you? Like
that's Jordan Pickford, mate. That's that weren't me. That's Jordan. That is all right.
Yeah, Picks does that. He makes a save and just has to point and shout at someone, doesn't he? It's like, come on, you made a good save. Just take it in. He's in the Italy squad and I think he's kind of making a bigger name for himself and hopefully he can play for Italy sooner rather than later.
Right, mate, I don't want to get into the roast dinner thing, but basically being the entertainer, being that guy who's like the glue of the changing room, do you know what I mean? There's always talking, always trying to have a laugh. Is that something that you've prided yourself on being?
I've always been that type of guy, you know, like the showman, likes to be a centre of attention a little bit at school and stuff like that. I like having the spotlight and the responsibility on me kind of thing. And I enjoy that. That's when I'm at my best, you know. Like, I like when we have a game and I do the interview before and they're talking about me and stuff. It puts a bit more pressure and some people don't like it, but I just feel like that's when I'm at my best, you know.
Some of these interviews, mate, honestly, like it's been going for years now. I remember you doing it a couple of years ago and everybody was just jumped on it and was like, oh my gosh, that's like a breath of fresh air. Imagine that, a footballer who knows how to talk. Like, he just talks normally and sensibly. Where does that come from? Is that just your upbringing or what?
When we were scholars and we were like transitioning from obviously schoolboy to professional, we did media training and I absolutely hated it. We'd have to answer a question and you'd be told if you made a mistake kind of thing or not, and something just didn't really sit right with me. I didn't really like it. And I just feel like these days there's so many footballers and even like footballers that I know, mates that I've got in the game, that are brilliant lads, that are funny, loads of personality, that do an interview and I'm just like...
That's not you.
Geez, what are you doing? That's not even you talking. Like, that's just... Because they're just programmed like subconsciously to talk because we don't want to make a mistake and we don't want to say the wrong thing, and it's quite... For some people it can be quite intimidating when you've got a big camera in your face or a mic like that and you know you're going out on Super Sunday kind of thing, and lads just go back to basics and not what they know. Ultimately, it's my opinion that you're after. That's why I'm doing the interview. So I'd rather give it and give what I honestly think. And if people want to question it or disagree with it, then they can. But that's my opinion, and that's what I think. So. Well,
long may it continue, mate, 'cause we absolutely love it. Is that part of that? That's when we see you on the pitch as well, and kind of having a bit of banter with the fans and stuff like that. Obviously, there's that famous Bournemouth clip where you know, you didn't quite put the ball in the quadrant, and the fans are, you know, they're going mad, aren't they? They're going mad. Is that something that you buzz off doing as well?
I only did that one because I heard what they were singing when I was jogging over. I wouldn't repeat it. You can put a little clip in with the beeps maybe, but it was Southgate's right. I knew from about 15 yards away what I was doing, and I knew I had the last laugh all along. I love that dynamic of the pantomime villain kind of thing. All a bit of banter, as long as it doesn't get taken too far. Remember when Jack Grealish got hit by the Birmingham fan running on? Like, if you get one idiot who takes it too personally or something, you end up with something like that. But no, that dynamic, as long as it's done in good faith, like even just like almost like the celebrations in front of the away fans and stuff, like it does rile them up. But it's all good fun and games. I like a bit of that. So, but you've got to be able to take it as much as you can give it. So I'm happy to do that. All right, can we go and play a bit of pool and talk about England in a minute? Yeah. Let's go. How was your brew? Incredible, mate. Polish that off, didn't you? Mate, before we go, why is Harry Potter's wand on your kitchen table? Good question. Massive Harry Potter fan. But like I said, it was my birthday the other day, wasn't it? So Mrs. got me an authentic signed Daniel Radcliffe signature with his wand and a nice picture. So that'll go in the games room nicely. Yeah, I think the producers liked it, didn't they? They wanted it in shot. So I think that's why it was made the interview. But I'm a little geek when it comes to Harry Potter. So. Have you met him before? No, I could never meet him. I've said before, I don't ever want to meet Daniel Radcliffe. He's Harry Potter to me. He's like my hero, man. Like genuine hero? Every year I watch all the films at Christmas. My mates and I say to me, my family, like, do you not get a little bit bored if you watch it every year? I'm the same as you, mate. I love Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter trivia. There's a couple of Harry Potter games up by the pool table, so sorry for being a geek. Nah, I love it. Come on, Paul, let's go. Right, mate, I'm going to beat you at pool in a minute, yeah? But first, we're in like your games room kind of thing, and there's about 50 shirts. I thought I had a decent shirt collection, right? But you've got about 50 shirts around here, some unbelievable ones. Which one out of all of these is your favourite? My favourite one I probably haven't got up yet, to be fair. I got Cristiano's shirt last year when we played in the Premier League against United, so that one will definitely... That's the favourite, that's the one I always wanted. Favourite one that I've played, these are all players I've played against, so I don't have any shirts of teammates. I always kind of keep it traditional of when you swap shirts, you know? Yeah, like, I haven't just asked a teammate. These are all like opposition that I've played against. Eden Hazard, I played against, obviously in the Premier League, but that one is from when we got Chelsea in the FA Cup when I was still at Norwich, so big draw for us. Like, Hazard's one of my favourite players. So that one's probably my favourite out of all the ones I've swapped. And then I've got, obviously, the Maddison one there, the England one, is my first ever start for any England team. So what would that be, 21s game, yeah. Just the first time I stood there and sung the anthem, and I remember thinking, I'm going to keep this shirt. Where was it at? It was at Bramall Lane against Ukraine for the 21s. Yeah. So I just remember singing the anthem and thinking, that gave me proper goosebumps. Like, like singing God Save the Queen. And I just thought, I'm going to keep that shirt. And we had a good result and got an assist for Calvert-Lewin, so it was a good game.
That brings us nicely onto England then. Only 5 caps so far. You're 27 years old.
Yeah.
It's mad to think you've only got 5 caps. Seriously, it is. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass or anything, but it's mad to think. Do you know what I mean? There's been so much talk around Maddison should be starting, Maddison should be playing. How do you view your time with England so far?
Just getting going, I would say. Yeah, just kind of almost feeling like a starting, even though I was in the squad 2018-19 season. So
maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I had a little period out the squad where there was times where I probably was harsh on myself and probably wasn't maybe playing at the level, fluctuating, probably wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be at Leicester if we're going back 4 years, where I was asking myself, did I do enough to be in the squad? There was talk, obviously, from the outside that Maddison's not in the squad again, blah, blah. And then in the build-up of the next 2 years, there was times where I was playing really well, and eventually forced my way back in for the World Cup.
What was that like, getting called up into the squad?
Well, yeah, I didn't think I was going to because I was playing so well, and the season before I scored 18 goals from midfield for Leicester in all comps, and I didn't get called up, and then I started the season really well again, and ended up getting called up last year for the World Cup, and I just remember thinking, yes, I was so emotional, man, because I wanted to go so bad, and it's just like the World Cup. It's just like
it's the World Cup.
Yeah, it's the World Cup. I've been called up to represent my country at the World Cup. I just remember all the times I was in pubs and stuff in Carve and with my dad, and when all the fans zones
I'm breaking.
and stuff.
Keep talking. I'll keep talking.
And,
I'm breaking.
Unfortunately, I had an injury which killed me. Really, I couldn't get fit. My knee. I tried so hard. I was trying to train through pain and stuff, and it weren't right. And I actually ended up missing a couple of months with Leicester after it as well. But I don't regret that at all because I was trying to be fit for my country at the World Cup. And you always say the cliche of, if it was a cup final, I'd play. That was the World Cup, so I had to try and be fit. But I feel like I'm in now, and I'm a solid part of the group.
You feel like you're an England player now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I feel like I've worked really hard to get to this point. Tried to show my personality over the last year and a bit to Gareth and to anyone who kind of questioned me. And yeah, so we've got a really good group as well, and I just want to be part of a successful England team. So,
what's it like with the actual squad now? Because I get I try and think back to when I was with the England squad, and it was, mate, honestly, it was hard work. I won't lie to you. It was hard work. I felt like we had the media against us. We had all the England fans at home against us, and it was like they were just waiting for us to fail. Do you know what I mean? And so you'd have players pulling out, me included. There'd be players pulling out because you just didn't want to be exposed to that negativity.
That's the big shift that I think's happened over the last few years with Gareth, and it's a credit to him and Steve and all the staff that I always hear ex-players talking about
how bad it was.
And
it was, mate. I swear to you, it was so bad. I remember we used to finish training, and there was nothing to do, and nobody wanted to have any fun, and there'd be like a couple of lads, 2 or 3 lads getting into a room and having a few beers and stuff like that, just to hide away from it all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, none of that happens now, I can assure you. All the lads buzz off the camps. Can't wait when there's a camp. So the last camp we played, Malta and Macedonia, people are thinking a lad's going to pull out with injuries, save for themselves for club and stuff. Everyone turns up. Even if you're injured, you still turn up and we'll see the lads, and you might get sent home because you need to get on with rehab, but everyone wants to be there, you know what I mean?
Declan Rice, James. He's a workhorse, yeah? He's a midfield general. He gets up, he gets back, he tackles, smashes, all that. But apparently, he is skills. He's got everything. Is that true?
Yeah.
I've never seen this, though.
No, he's technically really, really good. Me and Dec, when we do passing at English, in one of the warm-ups, we have to just do passing over a longer distance, pretty basic. But I love going with Dec, and we always go because we love doing the daisy cutter, the grass cutter, the little zingers where it doesn't matter if it goes wrong because it's just practicing it. And he is a joke at it. He's the best I've seen at it. That low zing cut, it's almost like a golf shot to him. Do you know what I mean? Little stinger. But
good shooting that.
I think Dexter's a top player. I do. I hate that he plays for Arsenal, and I'm saying it. But he is. No, he's a top player.
How much do you thrive off being in this England squad with that level of competition? That attacking lineup is it's one of the best in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is,
mate. It's The good thing is I ain't got many good ones in my position, have I? Just Bellingham and Foden and that. Like, no, listen, the squad, the talent is just. I just love being a part of it, and training's such a high level that it just brings the best out of you. You just feel like top when you're there, and you're just training with all the lads, and we're all on similar wavelengths, just training well together. It's best feeling ever, man, because it's top players everywhere, you know what I mean?
Jude Bellingham, is he everything and more that everybody talks about?
Yeah.
Simple as
that. I think
that.
I'm his biggest fan as well.
Really?
I love the way he plays the game, and he just loves footy, man. Like, we get on so well, like we're really good, we're really good friends. And
well, he's Birmingham boy as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Midlands boy. Yeah. The thing I love about him the most is that in this day and age, the players now, they're coming through, the younger lads, and it's scary to even think how young he is. I think he's just turned 20 maybe. Yeah. I feel like young players now are trying to be cool, trying to look, care more about how they look and how they're perceived on social media than actually just loving football and being good at football. And he's just like a throwback like that, but with the youthfulness that he has as well.
Yeah.
And he's so good at footy.
He's not
He's
bad.
just so good at football. And we play similar positions. Attacking midfield, he can play higher and deeper, to be fair. He's just top player and he's just going to get better and better.
It looks to me like he doesn't ever... nothing phases him. Obviously, don't get me wrong, like you play for Dortmund, you've got to be able to move abroad and be able to do it and wear it. But then the step up now, the step up to Real Madrid it's a different level again, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just have no doubt that he's just like, because of his mentality, he's got the mentality of a 30-year-old veteran who's played 600 Premier League games. Wow. Like, if you speak to, and you see him in interviews and stuff, and I just, even though he's my mate and I root for him and I'm probably biased in my opinion, the way he carries himself and the way he speaks and stuff, I just think it's top level, like the highest order.
20-year-old man. You're absolutely battering me here. Tough cue in that.
I know, a bit too much screw. Sorry, Stephen Hendry.
What's it like with the England team now with regards to like cliques and stuff like that? Because it's been, obviously back in my day, you had the Man United clique, you had the Chelsea, you had the Liverpool. Is that a thing anymore? You
have players who get on more than other players, but there's none of that, like, club.
And when like a new player comes in or a young player comes in, it's like their first time in, is everybody like,
everyone gets, yeah. And like, the senior players who you could probably be most like in awe, like the Harry Kanes and players like that. They're so welcoming and so good that any young player that comes in just feels at home anyway.
It's gonna get tight, you weasel. Whoa, wait a second, right, pressure. Well, I just want to talk about pressure quickly, all right? You're on the black here, yeah? A lot of nerves involved.
You notice what he's done there, didn't you?
A lot of nerves involved here, right? I just want to talk about the pressure that's been put on England now. I saw something the other day, actually. I think we are now the favourites, or joint favourites, for the Euros. In my lifetime particularly, I don't think I've ever remembered us being favourites for a major tournament. Yeah. How do you think the boys are going to deal with that, and how do you think Gareth is going to help you out by trying to take some of that pressure off?
The squad's made up of players who have won the biggest trophies, you know what I mean? So the pressure element of that, it's like, God, lad, part of the squad who won the treble last year. So I mean, I don't think they're going to feel pressure because Paddy Power or William Hill have England to be the favourites, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Gareth and Steve do that really well in terms of they kind of try and take the pressure off us and just make it all about football. And that's why the camps are so fun. They kind of take the pressure off and keep it about football and winning the next game. Played Australia, not last camp, the camp before. It was a friendly. It was at Wembley. It was like one of them games that people look and think, oh, friendly, like already qualified. And we still did a full like
proper
meeting on Australia, their strengths, prep, everything, no stone unturned. And I just thought that's the kind of level that Gareth and the coaches have it at. They care about every game and they care about winning and making sure that the lads are in a good place. Even the sports science and the physios and the kitmen, they're all just on it for us and make it so easy for us. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love going to the camps, and I know that's a feeling that most of the lads have, that the camps are so fun and we've got such a good group that get on so well. It's like if you invited someone in to have a behind-the-scenes look of the week, they'd be amazed at the banter and how well people.
I want to see this kind of stuff. I do. Let's see if you can deal with the pressure of this, then, yeah. Hold on, wait, quick. Is there any more pressure playing for England than playing for Tottenham? When you're on that pitch, do you think about it a little bit more, or what? How does that work?
I'd say in the first couple of games, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because England's like a new manager to impress, new coaches to impress, different kind of fan base to impress because it's everyone, and you probably performance for England are probably scrutinised more than club, I would say. But I'd say now I feel
part of it.
Yeah, like I don't feel like that anymore.
You've spent your whole life being a young footballer, academies, and the end goal, the big dream is playing for your country, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I remember getting a little bit nervous before the game against Ukraine, and I never really get nervous, and I thought, wow. Like, it's the first time I've been nervous in a while, probably years. I played really well.
But then the game
kicks off. Yeah, as soon as you're out there, you're fine, but it was more the build-up. But I kind of like the fact that I got nerves playing for England, because that's what it means. You know what I mean? It's, even now, like, it's playing for England, and it's everyone who says it's cliche every time you get called up, but it isn't on that. Like, every time you get the call, it's like, yeah,
I don't think there's a player alive who's ever played for England and hasn't felt nervous. And if they do say they haven't felt nervous, they're 100% lying.
Yeah, and everyone and every English player wants, like, you want to get called up for England. That's the thing. Like, when you're not in the squad, so the lads who aren't in the squad at the minute for whatever reason, they're playing well because they want to get called up for England. You know, like, England playing for your country is like the pinnacle.
I want to see this go down.
You gonna let me, or you got another question?
I swear down, you can play it now, all right? There's a game that you all play with England. We played it a little bit as well, called Wolf.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Wolf, and in particular, there was one story at the World Cup involving Robbie Williams as well.
How have you heard about that?
Well, you know, we hear things.
It's a game all about lying, really.
Yeah.
Two players get the wolf card, and you basically got to act as if you're not the wolf, and you just, between the group, you figure out.
So you're talking, there'll be 20 players.
20 players, say
in
4 wolves, right? So we'll all get a card. You look, you either got a red wolf or a normal card.
Yeah.
There's a couple of special cards, but to keep it simple. So then straight away, if you've got the wolf, you feel nervous straight away. Yeah. Everyone starts looking at each other, pointing the finger, and it's you can play for so long, and it just keeps us entertained for hours and hours. It's so fun, man.
And Robbie Williams not bad at it?
Yeah, Robbie came and did a little a set for us in Qatar. Yeah. So the first song started going, and we're thinking, yeah, buzzing for this. And he goes, stop it. And he goes, I've heard James Maddison's got a bit.
No.
And I'm just at the back. I'm like near the back, to be fair, left, just still tucking into me like chicken or whatever I'm eating. And I went, did I hear that right? And he's going, yeah, I've heard he can seriously sing. And I can't sing. I promise you, I can't sing. I'm awful. And Harry Maguire had stitched me up and told Robbie that I'm really good at singing, like actually genuinely good at singing. Yeah. So he called me up for a duet, and I'm like, Robbie, I'm like at the back going, I'm rubbish. I'm like, Robbie, honestly, you can't get me up. Like, and the lads are going, Maddis, come on, don't turn down a little duet with
It's Robbie Williams.
Jack Grealish there, Mason Mount there, going, Maddis, you've got to go up. And I'm like, how have I been? I'm walking up and thinking, what's going on here? And ended up doing a duet with Robbie at the front.
What was the song?
Sweet Caroline. I got a video. I'll show you after. It's I hit the first note pretty well, and it just went downhill from there. And I think he's thinking, Harry Maguire must have been having me on here because he's awful, but can't take that away from me. I did a duet with him.
Right as well. Robbie
and then we played Wolf after, and he got involved, and he was really good. Yeah. It got down to him last 2, and he had to pick between who he thought out of Harry Kane and Bukayo, who was the Wolf, and he got it right. It was good.
Right, come on then. I might have to play dirty again here, you know.
This is mean.
Pathetic, isn't it?
This is
pathetic, is what it is. Let's see. There we go. No carrot. Right, mate. Talking of pressure, playing for your country, playing for Tottenham. I'm sure none of that compares to the pressure of being a dad. You've got 3 under the age of 3.
Yeah. Mad when you say that. Well, at one point we had 3 under 2 because we had twins very quickly after our first. So we had a 1-year-old and 2 newborns, and it was best thing in the world. I just love it. I wouldn't change one bit about it at all. Like, my little boy Aldis is obviously now 2.5, and I've got 5-month-old twins. So.
I don't even care about your kids, all right? I don't care.
Nor do I at the minute. Give me the white ball. My little boy's old enough now where he kind of understands what's happening, brother and sister. And I love being a dad. Best thing in the world, man. Like, probably I found it quite difficult at the start, actually. To be fair, I haven't really ever told anyone this, but like the first kind of like even like not year, but first maybe like 10 months where I felt like my little boy loved his mum so much, and like even little stuff like I don't know, like she could make him laugh way more than I could, and I was just like struggling with that bond when like when you don't get much back off them, because obviously you just change them, you feed them and stuff, and like I'm like I love this kid so much.
You want a bit of interaction?
Yeah, I just wanted, like, I felt like, am I doing something wrong? Like, she can make him laugh, I can't. Like, I'm trying so hard, I'm like... But I think that was just like, you know, them feelings when you first become a dad and it's all new and you just learn on the job kind of thing.
It's just overwhelming as well.
Yeah, it's so overwhelming.
I'm
thinking a million things and obviously that and stuff like that on top of trying to be a footballer at the highest level. And then obviously it very quickly, as soon as he gets his personality and stuff, and now Dad's the best guy in the world because I do all the fun stuff with him and Mum's the... But much more easier on the second two kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
I bet. You just relax more, don't you?
Yeah, you relax more and I love it, man. I love everything about it.
And what does it do? Does it keep you a bit more grounded? Does it make you realise that when you're playing football and that pressure you might feel, you just think, man, I've got 3 of these little terrors at home.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Come home, your little boy's so happy to see you, like, all the other stuff kind of goes out the window, you know what I mean?
Ah, that's lovely, mate. So. Right, come on, let's see what you got. If you miss this, by the way, it's a disgrace.
All right, yeah.
You don't get 2 shots on this either, you know?
Yeah, I do. Pressure's for tyres, isn't it?
Well done, mate.
I so wanted to beat him as well. Even though we were doing the interview, I wanted to win
me
so bad.
Too. I had 2 shots. I had the carry over and I went off.
What an awful shot that was,
The table slanted down that way. Right, Madders, re-rack, it's payback time, and don't forget, you guys at home can watch all of the Premier League matches on the 5th, 6th and 7th of December on Prime Video. Payback time. Come on, then.